I'm sorry that I was so rudely interrupted. Anyway, where were we? Let me put my peacock skirt back on. Okay, I was talking about we were talking about breathing, and I was going to show you this interesting little exercise. Find anything around you, piece of pine straw, piece of paper, whatever. Put it in your hand. Don't think about your breathing, and just stretch as far as you can in front of you. Don't think about your breathing at all. Of course, the more we say don't think about it, we're going to think about it. But just flop down on the floor. Stretch as far as you can. Stretch as far as you can. Mine is to there. I can stretch that far. And I'm going to mark it with this little piece of pine straw. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. I don't know if you can see this, so I'm going to back up more. Okay, so anyway, again, not thinking about our breathing, just stretch as far as you can and mark it. Okay, that's as far as I can, and I am marking the floor with this piece of pine straw right there. Is this really as far as I can stretch? Yeah, yes, it is. That's as far as I can stretch. Okay, there's my marker. So has everybody put your marker down? I'll wait for you. Just stretch. Again, don't think about your breathing. Just reach as far as you can. See how flexible you are. Got it? Got it? Good? Shaka bra? Okay. So now, you're about to see something magical. We're going to incorporate our breathing, and of course you think that's as far as you can stretch, but I'm going to show you the magic of breathing. Find another marker. I'm going to use this other little piece of pine straw. We're going to breathe in and out 3 times. On the third exhalation, the exhaling is when the breath comes out. The inhaling is when the breath comes in. So on the third exhalation, we're going to do that same stretch, and you're going to be amazed. You think you can only go that far, but when you incorporate your breathing with it, whole different exercise, whole different flexibility, whole different mindset, whole different goal. Anyway, amazing. All right, so let's just try it. Breathe in. That's 1. There's a wasp out here. 2. I won't bother him and he won't bother me, right? Now we're going to breathe in with our little marker. And we're going to exhale, and you're going to be amazed at how far you can go. You see that? This is my first marker. This is my second marker. I'm pretty flexible, so it's really only 2 inches for me. But for most of you, you probably got about this much further. So again, when you exhale or push the air out on the effort, you're able to get a much longer, much more fulfilling stretch. And your body just likes it more. It feels way more better on your body. Okay, let's put our feet together for butterfly stretch. Let's make sure, look, our wasp flew away. I didn't bother him and he didn't bother me. We're just coexisting on this planet together. That's the way it should be, right? Okay, let's get a little bit of glue. Paint your foot. Ah, it tickles. Okay. Dip it in. Paint some glue on your other foot. That was really ticklish. Hey, guys, don't lick the glue off my feet. Don't lick it off. And stick them together. Glue those feet together. Guys, if you're going to stay out here, you have to stretch too. Sit down, Jaxie. Sit down, Jaxie. I would recommend not kissing your dogs on the lips. Okay, Reese, if you want to come over here and sit, that would be sweet. And Jax, you can sit here. Good dog. Good dog. Okay, so now our feet, hey buddies, now our feet are glued together, right? Glue them. Oh no, they're really stuck. You guys didn't use super glue, did you? If you used super glue, you're gonna have to learn to live like this and walk like this. Not you. You go over there. Okay, so our feet are glued together, right? And I want you to breathe in once and breathe out. And just add a little rocking horse to it. And let your body just relax on each exhalation. And let your spine just kind of be loose and stretch all the way through. Jaxie, you want to try it? Jaxie? Hey, Jaxie, you're in my shot. Okay, now I want everybody to bring your nose to your toes. Nose to toes. Jax, I don't think they can see what I'm doing. Will you please sit here while we do nose to toes? Good dog. Good dog. Nose to toes. Rocking horse. Nose to toes. Rocking horse. Nose to toes. Rocking horse. Then both feet in front of you. Jaxie, come here. Come here. And if you have a doggy, stop and hug him. Jaxie. What do you think about this coronavirus? What do you think about this coronavirus? Humans are crazy, aren't they? Look how sweet. Hi, peacock dancers. Oh, I just heard my new voice. I didn't know I talked like this. All right, our legs are in front of us. You want to stretch too? Okay, good dog. Good dog, Jaxie. Let's point one and flex the other. Point one, flex the other. Point one, flex the other. Point one, flex the other. Now let's add some shoulder rolls with this move. Point and flex. The right is pointed, the left is flexed. The left is pointed, the right is flexed. Bump, 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 bump. This would be a good time for you to play your own music so you don't have to listen to my crazy music that's inside my head. Almost has that Beverly Hills Cop kind of sound to it. Both feet flex. Just hold them as far, as high as you can. Ooh, you should feel that stretch in your hamstring. I know it's a funny name for a muscle, but that is actually called your hamstring. What you feel pulling right now, here to here, that's your hamstring. When people say, oh yeah, I pulled a hammy, that means they twisted or pulled their hamstring, okay? That's that muscle right there. And that is a really, really good muscle to keep in good shape, especially if you're gonna keep dancing, because you use it when you kick high, you use it when you stretch, and if your hamstring is pretty flexible, and you yourself are flexible, there's a lot less chance for an injury. If you're not flexible, then everything's gonna hurt. They're going to say, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, across the floor, kick high, and you're going to go, I hurt my hamstring. So you got to stretch all the time and keep your muscles warm and keep your body fit and stay flexible, because there's a lot less chance of getting injured if you're flexible, because your body can handle more. Ooh, that's actually a good stretch right there. Keep your legs straight and just slowly and comfortably rock. You'll feel your hamstring muscles kind of rotating, and ooh, hurts a little bit, but it's the good kind of hurt. Yeah. This is actually a good position that I'm in to tell you the difference of two different types of stretches. There's a stretch called a static stretch and a stretch called a ballistic stretch. They're both good for you. But they should be done at different times and for different types of sports. A static stretch is just a slow stretch for flexibility. That's a static stretch. That's a static stretch. lot of reaching, stretching, slow pulling, static stretch. And they're usually slow. A ballistic stretch is bouncy. It's a harder stretch. It's usually used to kind of get your body trained to see how much it can endure. For dance, a ballistic stretch would be something like this. Bounce, bounce, switch, ballistic stretch, ballistic stretch, ballistic stretch, like a bee. You can think ballistic and think bounce, bee. Ballistic bounce, ballistic bounce. This is a ballistic stretch. Ballistic bounce, ballistic bounce. This is a ballistic stretch. What's a ballistic stretch? It's a bouncy stretch. It's a bouncy stretch. Now, you never want to do a ballistic stretch before you've done your static stretches. Because if you just wake up in the morning and you jump up and you start doing crazy hard jumping jacks, it's too much shock on your body. Your body wants to ease into it. So you want to start off with static stretches. And then once your body is getting warmed up and feeling a little bit more heat and your blood is pumping a little bit more, then you can start bouncing a little bit more. Then you can start doing the static stretches and the jumping and, you know, whatever you want to do, whatever's good for you, your body, and your knees. But the bouncy stretches are the bouncy ones. The ballistic stretches are the bouncy ones. And the bouncy ones are the ballistic ones. Static stretches are the slow ones designed for flexibility. A lot of ballistic stretches are also designed for your aerobic capability. How far how far your lungs can take you. If you're training to be in a show, in a dance, in a marathon, in a run, a lot of times you'll kind of put your muscles through those very active, harder exercises. Jazz dances have a lot of ballistic stretches. Ballet has a lot of static stretches. Tap has probably more ballistic than static. But those are your two types of stretches. Ballistic stretch, right, Jaxie? What does ballistic mean again? Bounce, right, because B and B. Good job. Ballistic bounce. A ballistic stretch is a bouncy stretch. Choo, choo. She's doing a ballistic exercise right now. Good job. Oh, you don't like that? Now, what if I asked you to do a static stretch? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Okay, let's see. Static stretch. What would that be? Oh, that's perfect, Jax. Now, if he was going to turn that static stretch into a ballistic stretch, he might add this to it. Or lift, 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 and push, 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 push. That just made it a ballistic stretch. Static? Oh, I wonder if he could put his paw behind his head. Ooh, Jax, you're pretty flexible. Oh, that's probably good enough. Okay, so what are the two types of stretches? What? Think of the B one first. That's right, ballistic. Now, what's a ballistic stretch? The bouncy one, the bouncy stretch. And what's the other type of stretch? Static stretch, a static stretch. And what's a static stretch? That's the slow one, mostly used for flexibility. Ooh. And to get your body kind of ready for the next thing that it's going to do. Right, Jaxie? Right, Jaxie? Okay, while we're still on the floor. Oh, hi. Are you missing out on all the stretches, the ballistic stretch and the static stretch? Which one's your favorite? Wag your tail if you like the static stretch. Oh, okay. Wag your tail if you like the ballistic stretch. Oh, he doesn't like the ballistic stretch. Static stretch only for Reese. Well, that's better for your muscles anyway. Less chance of injury. Okay, so let's see. While I'm in this position, I'm just going to rest this foot here. And let's lift this one up as far as you're comfortable. If this is as far as you can get it, leave it right there. But now I want you to try it with breathing in and out, and try to straighten this knee. Breathe in. So much easier. And out. Mommies, how are you doing on this one? Are you doing these ballistic and static exercises with your danceriness? I know a lot of your mommies dancers have been dancers as well, so this is probably all coming back to them if they're not already still doing it. So anyway, breathing in again, and let's pull that foot a little bit closer to our head. Good. Keep it there. Breathe in, and this time when we exhale, we're going to flex it. That's a good stretch. Gently put it down on your dog or wherever. This is my new dog chair. This is my new invention, the dog chair. Everybody needs one. You can buy one now for $19.99 if you act now. But unfortunately, they have a mind of their own. Okay, excuse you guys. All right, other foot, same thing. Your relaxing foot or your supporting foot, you can put it in front of you. You can just let it hang out. You can let it take a walk around the block if you want to. Now I want you to hook your heel with your hand and straighten it out just to where you're comfortable. Just to where you're comfortable. This is a nice, light morning stretch. And if you can't do this yet, no big deal. I don't want to see anybody going, I can't do that. That's why you practice at your own pace. If you can just go this far, keep it there. And just keep breathing. Breathe into it, and you'll notice every time you exhale, you're able to go a little bit further. Breathe in. Exhale and bring it closer to your body. I'm telling you guys, it's all about the breathing. You can do so much more if you incorporate the right breathing techniques. Breathe in. And this time, flex it as you bring it into your body. Your body. When my little girl was little, she used to say body like body. She used to say, I'm going to go take a bath and wash my booty. My booty. It's really cute. All right. Oh, this is good. If you don't jerk it too much, like a ballistic stretch, and you just kind of sway this leg back and forth, that's a good stretch too. Okay, this time when we exhale, we're going to bring both feet in front of us. Breathe in. And push them all the way out until they're in front of your body. Your body. Elbows to knees. Do you guys hear those birds? I have so many birds in my backyard these days. I think they think this is a fun, safe place. Because I have more birds out here than ever, right? You know what else is good about stretching? If you're doing something like reading a book, or drawing, or watching a movie, or anything, you can always multitask with stretching. You can always get a good stretch in. I used to do my homework like this and get a good stretch in while I was working on homework. Sometimes I watch movies like this. Sometimes I even add a little ballistic stretch in there. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2. A single and a single and a double and a double. Single and a single and a double and a double. A single and a single and a double and a double. Okay, I also call this the mermaid stretch. And then we can swish our mermaid tail by making it straight. And poof, pop the tail that way. Mermaid. Mermaid, and you can always brush your long, lovely mermaid hair. You can add some sparkles and glitter to your mermaid mane if you like. Hey guys, look how sweet you're being. A good way to roll up, I'm not sure if I'm going to be staying in this frame, so just keep your eyes on my feet. But when I roll up, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to give myself 2 counts of 8, because all dance counts are in 8, right? So I'm going to try to feel each one of my vertebrae as I'm going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up until I'm standing in first. And I'm going to land in first position. And that will conclude our morning stretch. And we'll do another one tomorrow. Okay, so feet together, legs straight. Okay. And I'm going to slowly roll all the way up. And I want you to do the same thing. If you can see my legs, they're totally straight right now. Okay? I'm going to try to feel each little part of my spine as my body's coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at my feet. They're in first position. This would actually be a better first. Heels kissing, toes open, holding the beach ball. I'm going to take one deep breath in. Touch the ground. Touch the Reese. Breathe in. One more. Touch the ground. Touch the Jaxie. Breathe in. And thank you, class. I hope you have a lovely day. Enjoy the sunshine. Be sweet to your doggies. Don't forget to tell your mommy and your daddy how much you love them. And I will see you very, very soon.